Bastion, huh? Continue. Let's do it. We got about half-ish way through last time, I believe. See if we can pick up and keep going here. Reacquaint ourselves with our weapons and controls here. It's our second time into this one. Hope everybody's staying safe tonight and keeping doom scrolling to a minimum.
Looking like the inside of a chimney.
How's the game volume level, by the way? Is it okay?
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
A little bit low, maybe? Looks kind of low next to my voice.
They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now. High time we built something new.
I make it a point to not listen to Trump talk because all Trump cares about is ratings. So whenever he says something, I just try and listen to it after the fact.
Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends.
Give the ratings to someone else.
We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan.
Mount Zan. I should make sure my weapons are loaded out how I want them, huh? I assume they saved from last time, but doesn't hurt to check that real quick before we dive out. Oh, there's a thing at the arsenal. Oh right, we got the fire bellows last time. Yeah, let's do it. And the trip mine for our extra thing.
Wouldn't have thought to bring a bellows to a shootout, but it just might work.
For folks at home, are the game volumes okay next to my voice, or is my voice too loud? Or the game volume too low, etc.?
Can't rightly call Mount Zan the mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now.
Shield. ZR is the landmine. A. B is roll. Y is the pistols. Reloading.
There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. It's a delicate situation.
Well, at least there's plenty of healing potions, even though we're under the leaves.
We only found that little lair because they found themselves a little shard. The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own.
Burn it down,
Best
chat.
thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean. Besides, we have to take back what's ours. Even if the beasts of the wilds won't like it.
Well then. Feel like this is worse than my guns. We'll find out. I always end up dying a bunch when they take one of my weapons away from me that I like for a new one.
Look at it this way. It's either them or us.
Well,
But
it
if
hits
we
hard at
win,
least.
They win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours. Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast.
It does hit like a truck. What's going on, my pie? Are my game volumes okay, by the way? There was someone else in chat a second ago. Are they okay against my voice?
Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place.
Well, that's as far as that goes. Narrator's a bit low. Unfortunately, I don't think I have... I suppose I could technically... Oh. I could technically pull these down a touch and then pull the volume up altogether. Get the narrator higher since he's at maximum.
They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have.
I guess that's useful. You can go over obstacles with it. The neat bit of utility.
Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have.
Evening, Herdian.
We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square. The beasts of Mount Zan go all out.
Well, that's certainly something.
We don't need to keep tangling with all those things.
Alright, one down.
That's the way. done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Hey, awesome, Hank. Yeah, I've had good feedback on the highlight video so far. I'm interested to see what I'm gonna have a question about those. I'm gonna send out another sub survey probably like a week and a half or so towards the middle of the month. See where we're at with things, and I'll have a question on there about the highlights.
We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete.
As we rebuild our broken world,
The
chat.
monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Alright. Let's swap our weapon back. I'm not a huge fan of the mortar. I want my guns. My dueling pistols, chat. We want your official EV prediction. What do you mean by EV? Is it electoral victory? Is that what you mean? Or something else?
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
I mean, Biden's incredibly likely to win, right? I don't know if I really have anything to say other than that. Upgrade for the dueling pistols.
It wasn't fixed. It was unbroken.
Faster reload, higher damage. I think I'd like faster reload.
Bad for all those bullets.
This is 1275, and then something burnt, something foul. Let's upgrade the bellows, huh? Fuel generation, wider flame spread. Longer lasting flames, less downtime.
It won't get cold around here with that thing around.
Ran into somebody yesterday up here in Canada who said Biden was a pushover and we needed a Trump. So part of that combat too, I had a tweet kind of to this effect this evening. Like, I think a lot of people in other countries especially, like, don't really understand how bad things are here, right? Like, I think especially if you live in a country, fire bellows, yeah, let's get that. Especially if you live in a country where you have like socialized healthcare and you have, you know, reasonable firearm laws, like you don't realize the core things that you have that like we still desperately have to fight for here. That just like might not even happen in my lifetime. Dangerous thickening agent that causes flames to stick to the target, continuing to burn. A powder that can generate extreme heat, free from more destructive. Plus damage per flame, lasting burn. 2 plus per flame.
Fire bellows ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin.
Evening, Logan. Alright, we got our dueling pistols and our fire bellows souped up. Let's get to it.
The quarry's gotta have one, right?
These are proving grounds. Head to the quarry.
Imagine everything you'd need.
Correct,
to build a city like Zealandia.
And like past that,
hard
like
work and planning, and it also takes a burstone quarry.
so for example, Logan, you know people in Canada that want to dismantle your public health system and think y'all should be able to own assault rifles.
The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity.
Wild.
We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Same goes for its natives, rattletailers. why would the Ura put up with those pests?
Guy in charge of Alberta wants to privatize healthcare. I just can't imagine. Yeah, I just can't. Oh wait, he's a friendly. Got it. We got heart servers in. Alberta is hard Texas. Alright, that explains a lot.
Windbags smaller than the naked eye can see, are nested in the rocks.
Ah, the old slippery slope argument. See, whenever I hit someone with the slippery slope argument about gun control, I always like to go in the opposite direction, because I think the absurdity of going in the opposite direction hammers it home.
Remember things.
So, like, when people are like, well, what about all these other things that they're going to take away if they take away assault rifles? It's like, well, why can't I have a tank or nuclear missiles as a private citizen? Why are those restricted to me? Why can't I have X thing that I'm not allowed to have that's a weapon or a firearm? Oh, you mean because there are realistic restrictions on things and you can restrict things without a slippery slope? Weird. Weird, that's neat. Why does my right to bear arms stop at a semi-automatic rifle? And then, like, anyone who's reasonable, when you start to talk through those points, they can see why there should be limitations on things. And there's going to be unreasonable people that you can't work with, but that, if you really want to try and get through to someone, I think that's the best way to try and do it.
They're recording everything, all the time.
Can I kill these things, or am I stuck here? I mean, rifles a big range. I don't think a normal citizen should need anything that fires double-digit rounds per minute, sometimes per second. I have to press the button. Got it. There's a button up here, you're right. Oh yeah, that switches all these. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, correct, Combat Muffin.
No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them.
The rocks were calling them, chat.
Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags. Windbags tended to the rocks, so we had to keep the rattletails at bay. Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities.
I come from a small hunting town. If you need an AR-15 or 8 rounds to take down a deer, you're doing something wrong. You should take up fishing if you need an AR-15 to hunt.
Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? The Ura always were a superstitious lot.
My dad used to use dynamite to fish. Yikes.
Might be the gods told him the quarry's bad news.
Alright, we should have killed these one at a time. Mistakes for me. To be fair, fishing with bombs is both the cheapest and most effective way to do it in Breath of the Wild. That's accurate. Gosh, these things are annoying.
In any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend.
So to teach us gun safety, Jeff, I have to say that most rifles sold in the US are semi-automatic, and most have 15 to 20 round magazines. However, if you're using them to hunt, you really should get a new hobby like couch surfing. Real hunters use bolt action rifles for control. Sure, yeah, that's great. And honestly, like, magazine limits, and like I said, like, I don't even know if I support fully banning all guns in the United States, but there's just, like, so much more that we could do than we do now, right? And I think limiting based on magazine count is probably one of the best ways to do it reasonably and blanketly. Yeah, like, reasonable magazine limit seems like a great approach, right? To just ensure that, like, a bad actor that gets access to these things can do minimal damage before authorities arrive. Yeah, that would be a real question. Who needs more than a bolt action? Who are you and what are you doing? What is your job? Who is your daddy and what does he do? I feel like I need to get a ZR that has a range attack on it, because right now with the bellows and the pistols,
The largest ones, you know as cores.
oh gosh, ow, ow. Stop it.
A single core could keep the lights on in an entire city district.
Yeah, there's definitely a number that's fairly low that says this is what your magazine size needs to be, I suppose. I don't know. We've talked about gun safety before, or people owning guns in the stream before in the past, and honestly, the only people I really respect in the gun owning argument are the people that are at least honest and are like, listen, Jeff, I just like my gun. It's fun to shoot. I like going to the range. It's a sport to me. The people that give you lines about making themselves and their family safer and whatever, it's just like, eh. Oh wait, I'm going in the wrong direction. It's like all the stats about accidental firearm issues at home and stuff like that. Like the numbers are not good in terms of firearm ownership and people being safe with them, especially people who have children. Or like the people who are like, I'm a firearm owner with children and I use it for my own self-defense, but I'm safe with it for the sake of my children, so it's locked in a safe and the ammo's not in the safe in case my kids ever got into it. It's like, well, if it's there for self-defense, but it's locked in a safe in another room without the ammo, like, are you really using this for self-defense? Like, if someone breaks into your home, or like, you gonna have time to get to your safe, or whatever? Man, I'm really
Well,
bad
now
at
the
sticking
quarry's all
that
dried
jump.
up. These rocks are much too young to be of use.
Was it like the black tonic is my special ability that drops landmines? I should probably make a point to do more because we keep running over extra black tonics that I don't have room for. I should probably change the landmine ability out too because it also hasn't been great. Yeah, and I mean, I just, again, for the record, I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying shooting a firearm as a sport. I just extra appreciate the people who are honest and understand the reality. It's like, yeah, this is a sport type thing that I enjoy, and I understand that it's dangerous. Like, I don't appreciate the people that give me nonsense lines about how having a gun in their house makes their children safer in case someone breaks in. Like, the people that have this fantasy of, like, shooting it out with a home invader.
Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the
Because,
quarry?
like, the odds of... Alright, we're gonna use these black tonics now, chat.
Sir Lunky. Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him.
Come back to my mines.
The only thing harder than the rocks in Bastion quarry is Sir Lunky's head.
We were just saving them for Sir Lunky, chat. Tactically saved them for Sir Lunky. Skill game. Easy boss. Maybe we'll keep the mines.
Are you alright?
Have a good one, Wee. That's sickening, Beansy. That child's family should be investigated by Child Protective Services, no joke. Yeah, sure. Stuff like that sounds reasonable, Abyssal. It's definitely more likely than, like, you know, there's a home invader I'm gonna protect myself from type situations.
I've come to warn you, he says.
Isn't this the guy that broke our Bastion?
The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back.
The Bastion is under siege? No. I'm gonna protect the Bastion. We're building it.
But he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you.
Yeah, agreement pipe.
Because my countrymen will.
Alright, so we have a battle here back at the Bastion then?
Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. Zulf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge. They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back. I should have told him sooner about all this. See, the Bastion's no mere safe haven. Big surprise, right?
Can't they really legal to carry a gun for self-defense is for bears? Yep. And like we had a guy who was a sub for a while that talked about how, like, there was that wild hog meme, but he lived on a farm in Texas, and he said they literally use their rifles for hunting hogs. And, like, having like legal exceptions for stuff like that where there is a practical use case is like, sure, I'm for that, but those should be the exceptions. They shouldn't be the norm / rule that people use to justify why they need these things they don't actually need. There are a lot of people here, chat. Good thing I brought my fire bellows. I'm glad they brought plenty of health potions. That bull is friendly. Where are people coming from?
Somehow,
Whoops.
some way, he sends those Ura packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zolf's plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the calamity.
Yep, Abyssal.
It was Caelondia's master plan. To wipe the Ura out.
Wipe the Ura out.
Backfired, didn't it? If only Zolf knew the whole story. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over.
We have a couple of unlocked.
The Mercy. The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot. The Sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild. Now all we need is one last shard.
Alright, we got a bunch of dollars. So, I can probably get more upgrades for my weapons. I've been using the fire one a lot. Something... What was the thing? Oh, is there not one for my what's it called in here? I don't see a something greasy technique that allows users to spin while spouting flames. Something pointy, something coarse, something greasy for dueling pistols. Sure, yep. Something burnt is the mortar, memento, upgrade for fangs, something sharp, something stringy for the bow, hammer, for a certain weapon. No, something burnt is for the... Yeah, I think it was... I forget what it was called, but I don't think it's here anymore. I don't think... We must not have passed one. These are basically... They let you re-buy items in here that you, like, walk past in one of the levels. And you can't go back and get, so you can just buy them for resources, which is nice. Yeah, it's something foul. Experimental propellant that sometimes causes bullets to bounce from target to target. That produces so much force they cut through targets. I think I'd rather have the bounce.
Give those dueling pistols a little extra kick.
I'm gonna keep the mines after I saw what they did to the last boss. They ended up working pretty well. We'll just save them for the bosses, I think.
Sometimes a single look says it all.
Yeah, maybe refresh your browser, Mapai.
The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way.
These are all proving grounds. From the east. Zolf's agents must want the final shard. Let's go. Have a good one, Abyssal.
One last shard. It's all we need to put this mess behind us. And
The last shard, chat. A
mess like that could have only been made by hand. Zolf said the Calamity failed, and he's right. The Ura stand as living proof of that.
Man, these guys are rude. They were the cause of their own destruction, chat. Don't seek too much power, it'll burn you down. Like my bellows are burning things down. Oh, right, you technically have to hit these from behind, right? Or you can just light them on fire. Lighting them on fire is a good solution. It's a good system.
A lot of folks against that problem. Scientists, soldiers, spies.
Fire solves a lot of problems. Yep. Burn it down.
Far beyond the city. Travel near as far as we need to go right now.
Level 5! Nailed it. That's where we came from. Oh, can we not get over there where they were? Oh, maybe. They took my stapler, chat. This is my only recourse. I will burn it to the ground. You know, there's little regulations on owning a flamethrower in your country. That doesn't surprise me based on our previous discussion about weapons. There's little regulations on owning a flamethrower. Damn it! I did that last time we played too. I kept pressing the jump button, the dodge button, roll instead of shoot.
Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit.
I like that when you go to overfill on potions, it just automatically heals you with it when you pick it up. It's a good quality of life thing. Instead of you need to like drink a potion and then pick up the new one. Saves a keystroke.
Then there was a breakthrough, but it didn't come from one of our people.
Sleepy Joe wants to take your bazookas away. I saw a good meme. It was like, I finally understand why it's Sleepy Joe, because when he's president, I'll finally be able to sleep. I just want a president where like I could not think about the president for a little while. I could just like I want to be able to just open Twitter and like not have it be every day. And I know that like electing Joe doesn't fix everything, but at least like it fixes some of the stuff. Like it's a goddamn start.
It came from an era, a brilliant young scientist.
I just want normal. I want to find out the messed up stuff from a normal, boring press conference, not from a temper tantrum on Twitter. That's all I want out of life. When the government messes up and needs to tell us something, tell me via press conference, not via Twitter rant.
With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnel shut in a flash. Just like that, every last Ura living in the Tassel terminals will be gone.
It was nice of him to let me wake up before he tried to kill me.
This discovery was never to be used, they said, except as a last resort.
Hey, Terminator. As a Georgian who voted for Biden, I'm excited and hopeful for the full count. Me too, Terminator. It's also looking like y'all are gonna have 2 runoff elections down there. So if you have any friends you haven't convinced to vote that live in your area, you should talk to them for the runoff. That could be our real hope of actually getting policy passed. If we can get 50 in the Senate, it would be incredible. Thank you for taking part in the democratic process. What's a runoff election? So Georgia had a special election where they basically had their primary and their general simultaneously. So they had like 20 people in one of the Senate races, and obviously none of them got 50%. So the top 2 people from the 20 person that you were voting on will run head to head, and whoever gets more than 50% of the vote in the runoff will win the general. Yes, yeah, generating huge turnout for the runoff is going to be important. The runoff election will happen in January. So basically, we won't know who's going to have control of the Senate January 20th until the start of January.
But Van didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own. He sabotaged the Mancers' little science project, set it to blow up in their faces.
I haven't actually, Logan. Did we flip any of those seats? I was looking at Senate. I forgot about gubernatorial, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, I bet there's a page on there for it.
When they finally made him pull that trigger.
Yeah, both the GA Senate seats are gonna be runoff elections because of the third-party candidate in Georgia for the other election for the non-special.
But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard.
I like how we're, like, trusting this narrator with this shard find, like, after he told us he lied to us about everything.
Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. For now, the kid had little choice but to pick up where the Calamity left off.
Inslee won his. Yeah, he's a good climate change candidate.
First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing. See ya.
Hey, you're up to almost 100 people in here this evening. Hope you're having a wonderful night wherever you're at. If you're a new viewer stumbling in here from the Bastion section on Twitch, welcome to Hooglandia. I stream variety games here 6 nights a week, Tuesday through Sunday. Usually take Monday nights off. We do a lot of single-player, story-driven stuff like this. This is our first playthrough of Bastion. Hoping to finish up tonight. Currently working through Transistor. Also playing Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda Breath of the Wild right now.
But we knew ours already.
Bunch of great things going on. If you enjoy the vibe of the channel, make sure to give us a follow. I thought we found the shard. Oh, the idiot hit us and took the shard, right? Great. Let's check the lost and found and see if we found an upgrade for our fire bellows. Nope. I'm planning on doing Pyre at some point. At this current point in time, I am not intending to add any non-PlayStation 5 games to the variety queue of my own accord.
There's something
So,
we had to do.
when I get the PlayStation 5 later this month, I'm going to be doing a couple of games from that based on what subs voted on. But pretty much most of the games we've played so far have been viewer submissions. We just happen to have folks submit all 3 Supergiant games, and they've been good. Bastion's been good. I think I like Transistor the best of Hades, Bastion, and Transistor that I've played so far, but this one's not bad. I think I just like it a little bit less than Transistor. The unique blend of turn and real-time combat in Transistor is really fantastic. What PS5 games are most excited for? It's definitely the Spider-Man title, which happened to get the most votes out of the people that voted on the subservice. That looks good. There was, they don't actually have that many release titles for it, so sir, we'll be doing things on the PS5 over the course of the next year as more things drop. Which of the Supergiant games has my best soundtrack? I think I might like the music best in Bastion. The Transistor music's good, but I think I like the track in this one a little bit better. I'm pretty sure I won't have it on launch day, so Christy pre-ordered. We haven't gotten an email about it being delayed, but Christy ordered it from Target online, so we're gonna have to wait for it to ship regardless.
Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. He gets straight down to business. The Calamity did something wrong with some of them rocks.
They like jump through the. Yeah, actually, when I was mentioning there weren't a ton of games ready to release title, Ratchet and Clank actually looks really good. We're gonna finish up the Spyro remaster tomorrow night, and that game looks like it's in a very similar vein. Looks really cute and good.
He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. little something I've been fixing up in my spare time.
Oh, that hurt us. Got it. Whoop. He says before immediately hitting himself with it again. Whoopsie poopsie. There's a switch. Of course there's a switch. Got it.
Laura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. Kid has to put a damper on their plans.
I need to be more aware of the stuff around me. We're firing this thing. It's got major AoE that hits us.
They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy. Still, they ain't used to having visitors around. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the calamity rocks slink back into the ground.
Guy looks like the villain from a cop drama about corruption.
Well, the Ura must be.
Were you?
Right about
Did you watch my post, my election rant from the stream the other day, where we looked at one of the third-party candidates who had government spelled wrong on their official campaign site? I think I'm kind of into the bazooka. The bazooka kind of complements the bellows because the bellows are a close range weapon. I'm gonna stick on the bazooka for a second here.
They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. Those rodents are just a bump in the road.
This story continues to perpetuate the idea that at the end of every story, the worst villains are always the other humans. Sleepy Joe's coming for our bazooka, yep. Damn Democrats want to take my bazooka away. Don't understand. I have the right to bear arms. A bear could very clearly hold this bazooka. Why can't I? The bazooka can technically go over the top of walls, right? I think it's, or the mortar, whatever it's called, can technically go over the top of walls. Which is probably its upside. The bazooka feels better though. It just feels good, chat. It's not even an automatic bazooka.
By now, every
it's even playable, it's not an automatic bazooka.
Kid returns their greeting tenfold.
Thanks for the bazooka. Welcome to the party.
Most of the Earth's conductors are squared away in the middle of the hollow. They're easy targets.
Oh, that's what keeps. Got it. Damn it! It automatically fires once you've held it for too long.
Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside.
What's going on, Jareth? Good evening. Who votes for a guy that assaults a reporter? You mean someone who's tough and doesn't take the fake news media lying down? That's the type of people. The type of people that would say something like that. Something foul! That's our bellows upgrade, chat. That's exciting. We wanted to buy it. We found it this time through. Got a little exploration on. Yeah, right, ultimate mistake.
Some of them are downright.
Nice ninja spear. Have a bazooka blast.
Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid. They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it.
Alright, so I assume there's a thing shooting these out up here. Yep. Alright, alright.
Did the Ura really think we just turn around and walk away? Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over.
Big political mood. The opportunity for civilized discourse is over. Need to find a switch or something? Or are there more of the... I killed those. Top right. Did I miss one up here? I have to shoot across. Got it. Okay, I thought the ones we had to kill were always behind them. I didn't realize they'd be further in advance. Good catch.
Maybe I should have trusted him. Told him everything I knew.
Roast pigeon, chat. Bellows are definitely my favorite weapon so far. They are great. Alright, almost died there. Glad they dropped some tonics. Game does a good job of keeping you alive.
Zolf, the Ura, they have every reason to be angry. Beyond angry. But when this is all over, it'll all be water under the bridge.
Giga Ford hunted on Montana's public lands in October 2008. He was fined $70 for illegally killing an elk. In a 2016 interview, he described entertaining investment bankers from Scotland and New York at his Montana home in connection with his company's public stock offering where he served them.
As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns. Too bad for them, our guns are bigger still.
It's true. We do in fact have the largest guns, chat. Because there are no regulations on guns here in Bastion.
Standing in his way no more. He sees the Tazzle terminals loom large on the horizon.
Cook, pigeon, cook!
It's not the
Damn
time
it.
to get reckless.
Who eats mountain lion? Only Chads eat mountain lion, Logan. Strong alpha males who assert their dominance over nature.
Bluff this time.
Or something like that, I imagine.
Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now. Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people.
Stop torturing myself with the moral monsters. Yep. Don't look too deep. Oh, my graphics guy sent me some artwork we can look at on stream. That's exciting. I'll remember to do that at the end. Got some fancy banners for the Runeterra decks on my website.
I don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember?
They haven't really released much, right? They didn't even give us gameplay. They basically just gave like rough world overview or like an animated thing for it. Rocket firmly in place before firing, granting more precise control. Rockets will not launch automatically.
First step to learning the calamity.
Thank you, God.
About the machinery overrides.
Yep. That is everything I want. Plus 20% fuel generation. Cripples foes.
Without an insulated air intake, that thing's liable to blow up on you.
So something wrong. Let's try and find another. I think there was a something wrong at the Lost and Found, huh? Two somethings, chat. We'll see. Assuming I'm still doing variety stuff, then I'll probably try anything once. Hyperfast inline generator produces rockets more quickly. Bigger blast radius. Nah, more quickly sounds good. I don't have enough money to buy the next one. Tilt. What a tilt herb. So people that want to see the storyline that aren't super into playing turn-based will probably play through it on stream, I assume.
Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all
Hope
be
to
over.
still be here.
I can't hear him at all anymore. He's too far away. But he'll be all right.
All right. Well, the baby birds die
Just needs to get that
quicker than the
shard
big
from
bird.
Zolf and come on home.
Riot seems to be throwing their IP at everything it'll stick to, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the big thing I'm interested to see is Riot's a big studio, so can they keep? Damn it! Keep doing that. Meant to press the fire button, press the dodge button. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to keep the quality of their games up as they produce more. Because, like, Runeterra, for example, is a really high level of polish. I'll be interested to see if all these other titles they're coming out with maintain a similar level.
The place was his home. All his old friends and family were there. Taken by the calamity.
The other games are from other studios. Okay, yeah, the Runed King is a separate indie company developing the Runed King. Okay, that's good.
Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting.
That's good. I'm super excited to see. They're supposed to be having we're supposed to be getting a League of Legends cartoon, right? So I'm interested to see what that turns out to be at some point.
You know what's funny? Well,
Yeah, if Riot made something like an MMO, I wonder if we'd see other games, like maybe Hearthstone make a Hearthstone MMO with the Blizzard IP.
I'm waiting for a kid.
I love the people informing me that World of Warcraft exists. Y'all are great. I appreciate you, Twitch chat. Apparently, I can't shoot over those details.
Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right?
Yikes. At least they come with plenty of healing tonic, chat.
But Zia, there's another reason I've been telling you all this. There's something I want you to understand.
That's true. I guess something that's a good question, because I don't know, because I've never played it. Is WoW considered like a modern day MMO, or is it like the boomer of MMOs that hasn't been updated and is like missing key features and graphics compared to others?
When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete.
They keep making expansions, but like content is different than features, right? So like, is it like?
What happens to Zol?
So I believe that it is infinite content at this point. But like in terms of like features and graphics, are those like kept up to date, or is it mostly just content additions? The artistic style lends to not needing to look great. Oh, so it's like the kind of like Breath of the Wild approach, where it's like intentionally like cartoony-ish. That's not really graphics intensive, but it's intended by design.
Caelondia will be whole again. Everything will be back to normal. Everyone will be all right.
Man, the bazooka did a number on them, chat.
Problem is, we'll all be gone.
The biggest selling point of WoW when it came out was that almost any PC could run it back in 06. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop.
Rocket propelled explosives tend to do well against opponents wielding spears. Yep. It's the American way, chat. They've got rocks, I've got rockets. It's only fair.
That's the power of the Bastion. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. The way things were before this story.
Oh, can I hop over things now? Is that what the hopscotch was? It didn't really tell me that. Definitely can. Nice. I was basically trying to do this earlier. Unsuccessfully.
Your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. You follow me?
Whoop. The floor is in fact very fragile.
Little setbacks. Imagine if you could have another go at him.
We don't have these health potions to not use them. Ain't that the truth?
No mistakes. Anyone you've ever heard of.
Well, shit.
Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. Who am I kidding?
I mean, the announcer's got a great announcer voice. Collect some of these potions back up. Using our landmines and the bosses makes them super, super anticlimactic. The bosses with our current setup have definitely felt easier than the actual levels.
Look. There's something else. A confession. How come I know so much about the Bastion?
Why do you know so much about the Bastion, sir?
Well, I designed the place, but that's beside the point.
Blocking is essential, chat. That is true of Bastion and Twitter.
Problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing?
Does that mean we're doing the math? Yeah, exactly.
The answer is...
Well then.
I don't know.
Oh, the guys shooting at you as you flare by.
You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's all right. I can tell. Why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. weight of the calamity. It's on our shoulders.
Excuse me?
We can't just let it go.
Woof! That's... Oh, it's all of the weapons. It's the special, it's the A, it's the Y, okay? Oh, and I can't jump or roll. And it blocks for us too. Oh, we have to hit the door. Okay. Yeah, sure. I just didn't think about that.
Bastion
Yep.
does have another function, strictly speaking.
Gosh, we move so slowly.
If ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate.
Yep. Knock you over.
We'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we detonate the cores and we take off away from here. You know Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
Not without a fight, eh? Alright. You've been fought.
Zolf and Mira, all they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia.
Oh, it does hit a pretty big range, doesn't it?
He can't have imagined savage try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency, though, has he?
Battering ram. Mobility is not an option.
He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn you again.
I mean, like, this is cute, but I don't know that I actually really like it. Oh, can I not hit him?
This ain't a personal matter.
That was very anticlimactic.
One thing's for sure. The Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home.
Oh no! Abandon Zolf's body and press forward with the battering ram. Zolf's situation is hopeless and a distraction. His plan to avenge the Ura only brought more suffering. All that matters is a safe return of the shard. Abandon the battering ram and pick up Zolf's body. Zolf's body is badly injured but breathing. It appears his countrymen turned on him as their situation grew desperate. He nearly destroyed the Bastion, and yet... I'm not a huge fan of the battering ram anyways. I feel like we should be a decent person and save the living. On the other hand, we've killed a ton of people so far. So, like, is our character really... I want to say we're not a murderer, but at the same time, I don't know that, like, we've definitely killed a lot of these people, right? So maybe we are? I don't want to profess to be something we're not. Alright, we'll do the right thing.
I can see it now. The kid in one corner, and Zolf in the other. Ain't much of a fight.
Just finished watching Leo, Yasuo. In terms of a playable Leona deck, how would you rank it on the bus for the recent 3 Leona decks that you've played? Honestly, I think I like the Yasuo build the most. I think that build was really sweet. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I actually ended up throwing it up on my website. I thought it was a really unique deck and felt reasonably powerful. Probably still needs some tuning.
About that whole leaving the city thing, are you?
How is this supposed to work? Zolf is our redemption arc, just like plowing through.
I see your star, you left it burning for me.
The song's really good.
I'm
Oh, they realize I'm helping him. It's an interesting choice to give you at the end.
Was off by now.
Yeah, I think so, TT. Or you could take the battering ram and fight through them.
I ever tell you about those days?
Yeah, I bet you would too. Why are you still awake? Go tell your mother it's bedtime. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, no problems, TT. Thanks for dropping in tonight. I hope you're having a wonderful evening wherever you're at. Even when I'm playing other games, it's always welcome to chat about whatever. And the chat's a little bit slower in the evenings too, so always a great time to drop in. I read YouTube comments and respond to those too if you can't ever make the lifetimes. So I read basically everything that gets posted there.
Get up, kid.
Get up!
Come on, that ain't funny. I say get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I wonder what weapon configuration we're gonna have. We're gonna have our bazooka and our fire bellows. Maybe this is a non-combat spot?
To the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Hey, kid.
We made it.
Think I should talk to them both? Well, I should ask them about the different options, evacuation versus restoration.
You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you.
So, I've basically been streaming in the mornings for the bulk of the last 3 years, so my viewership, regardless of what I stream, tends to be higher in the mornings, TT1. And the way streaming works, consistency tends to be important. So, mixing and matching when I do variety stuff versus when I do card game stuff will end up bringing the viewership of both of them down on average.
Always wondered what the motherland was like. Not that it matters anymore.
Those aren't very long explanations.
So, let's see. You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes. If I could be any place I wanted, I'd stay right here. We could go anywhere in the world.
That's true. On patch days, I do Wednesday evening Runeterra, because I don't like to stream Runeterra the morning of the patch. That's my exception. So, like, 2 Wednesdays a month we do it. And you can see my viewer count on those nights tends to be lower than my Runeterra viewer count in the morning. I want to go restoration. Let's restore the Bastion to what it once was.
It's finished. Now, sit tight. It'll be over soon. No matter what happens next, you're done good.
Is that the end of the game, or is there another segment after
Suppose
this?
all that's left is to try and remember this moment. The Bastion's gonna take us back to a better time. Before any of this.
This is the end. Oh, okay. So the people that told us our playthrough time last time were off then.
And each other. Though after all we've been through, I find that hard to believe. So long, kid. Maybe I'll see it in the next one.
The highlights being shorter. I mean, I only fit two games. Like today's, for example, was longer than I tried to make them because the second game that we played was just like really good, and I didn't want to highlight only one game with the deck. So I think most of the highlights have been 20 to 22 minutes if I look back at them. Okay, yeah, that was shorter than I was expecting. That was only an hour 35 for the second half. So it was only like 4.5 hours for the whole thing. It is a good soundtrack. I feel like, so like, the soundtrack was good in here. I almost feel like the end of this is super anticlimactic. Like, the battering ram at the very end felt like everything I was learning with all of the other weapons we had picked up throughout the course of the game was basically irrelevant, and they just like gave us this super weapon. Which feels weird. Like, I liked the mix of weapons and stuff that they gave us, and like how you picked out and like you pick your loadout, and like having the battering ram right before the final fight feels like a really weird game design choice to me. Alright, well, since it's only an hour, we're only an hour and a half in when I usually go for 3 hours.